Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 24,030, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know it, I know it, make sure you ring that bell. So let's get started today. Of course, we have to go and have our quote-unquote battles where we just taunt the enemies and leave. And next up, we will portalize Portal. Good old Portal. And there we go. And King's Ruin has been ruined. Expedition has been expedited. The Archer store has been purchased. And let's finish up the day. So, yep, 5. Ooh. Uh-oh. 6 levels for Mason. Well, we'll have to fix that tomorrow. Oh, we missed summoning the gear. Well, that's fixed now. And the Kingdom Pass, and the Hero Pass. Alright. Well, you need to purchase some heroes. But, all that said, how are you doing today? I do hope everything is going well for you. Obviously, everything's great here. Greater than great. Larger than life. Bigly. Yep, just grinding and grinding and grinding. What more can I ask for? And of course, we haven't done any missions. It's just been, like I said, I've been preoccupied. But that's fine. The good thing is, and we will do it at some point. Marian is just gonna get strong. So, just gonna make the goals a little bit easier to achieve each day. So we'll get to 75. I can't believe we're almost at 5,200. But I am thankful for it. We will eventually defeat Total War. Okay? And we will go ahead and dismantle. So we're going to dismantle 24, 22. 22, not 24. And 4. There we go. And time to go to Total War. And we'll see what we get. We'll start with the ring. 2 rings. Do I see 2 more rings? Can I get two more rings? No. Alright, we'll try the orb. Let's see if the orb has something for us. Okay, 2 orbs. Can we get another 2 orbs, please? Alright, 1 more orb. How about that? Or 2 more. Or 3. Alright, so we got 4 orbs and I think 4 rings. That's pretty unusual. We'll grab 2 more of each. I don't know, I don't know why we're getting so lucky, but I am just going to take it. Eventually our luck will run out. And survey says defense penetration. What? Oh, I only got 3 rings. Whoops. Oh, maybe I got a 4-star ring and I didn't notice. And survey says your defense penetration. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get to 58. 78 is what I meant. 5178. And survey says defense information. So now we're just all in on the orb. We'll see how far we get the orb at this point. Trying our best to catch the orb up, that is for sure. $75. Okay. And survey says dodge. Huh. All right, now will we get to 78? That's the question. No, somehow I just miscounted rings. And if we do, nope, nope. Well, we got 3 orbs put away. That's fine. We are inching there. Let's put these away. And let's take a look at Marian. And 224.23 million and 504,385 crit damage. So finally at 224 million and went very close to 505 crit damage. So that's very nice. All right. We can't work on Aisha's runes anymore. She is actually maxed out. I have to figure out how we're going to do the summons. I'll do that offline like we were doing. Now, normally, we would be working on Adrian's runes, but after such a lackluster showing, we're just going to work on Lucas's runes. Obviously, with Lucas, we have to start all the way over at the beginning. We will still do Adrian's runes. She's just going to go last. Adrian is going to need as much of the benefit from Marian's artifacts as she can to still do King's Ruin, like, super poorly. So, we'll just do her last. We can start on Lucas for now. I don't have high hopes for Lucas either, to be honest. But he is one of the more unique characters. And you know what? Since I'm already a support main, we might as well give him a try. And this is the nice thing. Like, if you pick a warrior and you're a warrior main, which is what I would recommend, by the way. Don't do what I did. I'm not recommending what I did by any stretch of the mean to anybody. But if you are a warrior main, or a warrior main or support main, but again, I'd recommend a warrior main, you can just simply level up characters, and then when they level up, you can just, you do have to level them, you do have to do their runes, but once all that's done, your artifacts are effectively interchangeable. This is why I try to tell people, don't get hung up on if oh, I want to be Thor, but, if Thor doesn't work out, I might want to switch to Vincent. Again, I would recommend Vincent. You start with Vincent. But if you start with Vincent, that doesn't mean you have to stop leveling the other heroes. You can always move your artifacts to any warrior, so you can be, if you're a warrior main, you can try them all out. And so don't be afraid to, don't feel like you're locked in. The only thing you can't do is go from being a warrior main to a support main, or a support main to being a warrior main. And that's just because of how they design the artifacts to only work for warriors, to only work for supports. And warriors are just better because basically the way the castle is, once you upgrade both castles, warriors basically have built-in Luke. That's what they did. They gave them basically permanent Luke. So there's no buff, no uptime, And they also it was kind of disappointing. They changed Daniel, which, I mean, his buff did need to change. Daniel was just move speed originally, which was funny though, because with Daniel's buff, you would see everybody just fly all over the screen, but it wasn't really useful. You don't get a lot of use out of just moving quickly. I understand the idea that the devs have was that warriors have to travel to their target, and therefore, if they're running around the battlefield a lot, that's lost DPS. So a move speed buff makes sense, right? And Daniel, of course, is on a horse. But in the end game, you aren't moving. They do move, but they move and they're fighting the same guy for a while. So it's really not as relevant. But it was interesting. Unfortunately, you can't get like move speed on the artifact. That actually would have been kind of interesting to see. You could eventually get a warrior to the point where they're just like teleporting around the battlefield. That would have been funny. And now for the crit damage. Almost. There we go. Oh, we'll finish up the common runes. I guess I didn't realize. Okay, this is one we could actually run out of. If we run out of this one, we're done. Like at least we enhanced it enough where we can keep going, but this is one we're gonna have to come back to, I think. Yep. And somehow we have 700 of this one, and we only have a handful of the other one. So figure that one out. The good news is, like I said, we can just keep going. They're already lit up in the next part, so that's good. There we go. And once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.